Hello boys and girls, my name is White Rhino PSO, and today I am playing more Daggerfall. We just finished exploring this big catacombsy sort of area down here, so now it is back all the way upstairs and see what the next path has to offer. Alright, I gotta try and remember. Alright, I went down there and that was nothing. Yeah, so now back upstairs. Where is upstairs? Upstairs is this way. Now, I've watched other people playing Daggerfall, and some of them have a ridiculous amount of trouble with the map system so far as remembering where things are or how to get to places. Am I going the right way? I'm pretty sure I'm going the right way. What doesn't help is when you're in the map screen, it remembers all of your mouse movements. Okay, so here we are at some new stuff. It remembers all of your mouse movements, so if I go all the way like this, now suddenly I'm facing, north, east instead of east. So that definitely makes it a little more difficult to keep your orienteering. Fool's Ebony Part the 6th by Pretentious. Some more tall boots, steel staff, and an iron mace. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. So, 38 gold and a bunch of stuff. Definitely going to save that one. And that might be the other bat that I had been hearing for so often. Anything secretive? No. So despite 2 coffins and no little piles of loot around either of them. Alright, so now, where in the hell do I go? Okay, up there. So, I believe this is the direction I have to be going. But anyway, like I was saying, is I have heard or seen a lot of videos, or at least one particular guy, the guy that I link in my my own video description. That's the exit. Oh, I haven't gone the other way from the exit. So, assuming I have cleared out everything up here, that looks like it might be half of the dungeon. Well, not half, but one giant section of dungeon that is completely empty. But yeah, the guy that I link in the description of my videos, he seems to have a lot of issue with the Daggerfall map system, and I can totally understand where he's coming from with all of that. The reason I keep on hitting the I button that tells me where I am, what time it is, what day, as well as this, is because it says you are healthy. I want to make sure that I do not get... Oh, I already did save. So I'm going to just get my stamina back. I want to make sure that I'm not getting diseased without knowing about it. I wonder if this was the bat that I'd been hearing nearby all that time while I was upstairs. There's a skull on the ground with a candle. Not sure why they're trying to light... Is that? For a second I thought I saw a secret door. God, are those skeletons very loud. Doesn't look like anything in this short little hallway. Oh boy. Oh! Well, that explains why I couldn't back up. course there's enemies nearby. So I'm going to heal myself and try and press on. And pressing on brings me to another dead end. Alright, so... is that the only... oh, there is another way I could go, but I should... if I'm going to be... damn it. Ooh, I can heal... I can rest up way in the back of this corner. So if I'm going to be talking about this, oh, hug the right wall rule, then I should probably... yep, now my speed's down to 83. I should probably stick to that rule, which means going in here. And the last time I saw a room like this, there were a whole lot of harpies. So I wonder... that's not where I wanted to go. Circle him. I don't want to fight him on a slope. Come on, Jesus. Alright, what did he have on him? 18 gold and an iron dagger. Alright. Fighting skeletons is probably the... that's all I had to drop off as the dagger. Fighting skeletons is probably the most dangerous thing I have to do in this dungeon, at least. And now sleep until healed. Oh, a bat found me. Alright, so now save again, double check that I'm healthy. Yes, yes. Now I didn't want to back down this hallway because I actually haven't explored down there yet. So instead, yeah, I can hear that skeleton man. He's checking for secret doors on the sides of this because there's that room there, but there's nothing here, so I was checking just to see. Yeah, so I knew another one was coming. Come on. Nope, did it again. Come on. I accidentally backed myself down that dead end again. Quick heal. Thank you. What did he have? Steel 2 to 14, steel. And since I'm once again right here by the entrance, I will throw the stuff in here. Alright, nothing on the floor. Give myself the heal rather than just sleep all the pain away. Hey, made it up to level 3. I'm not sure if that's going to mess up my speed or not, though. I believe I heard that if you level up while you are wearing an enchanted thing that boosts your stats, then it might make it so that when you take it off, it will lower your stats below how far they normally go. So I've got 6 points to drop in, which I think is actually the maximum you can get. Add 3 to strength. And 3 to agility, because I believe agility... there we go. Click that. No, okay, my speed's still good. Funny how it's in the magic items slot, even though it is, what do you call it? Even though it's considered armor. So now, once more, back into that room. This room here that I keep going into and finding skeletons, like I said, in a previous time when I was playing, this room had a harpy at that end and a harpy at this end, and I think the other 2 corners also had harpies. But I'm not sure. No secret doors on this side. And then there's a big chasm in the middle that... Ooh, hello, sir. Alright, that's a dead bat. Oh, there's another skeleton that can hear or see me. Probably just hear me. Yep. Okay. So I think there might be a spider... Well, I mean, there definitely is a spider down there somewhere. But I am not really interested in leaping down to try and find him. Thought that was something, an enemy down there. Alright. Ooh. See, I kind of like... These tunnels are alright, but I kind of like these ones just for the weird 3D effect. Actually sort of reminds me of the corridors back in Star Trek The Next Generation. Oh, god damn it, another skeleton. Alright, here's the corridor. Alright, what did he have? He had a bow. I have all those ridiculous number of arrows, but I do not believe I've got any real... well, my bow skill I know is super low. Actually, hold on a second. Where is it? History? Yeah, I can't even use the bow because I'm forbidden to use missile weapons. Oh, the game also does give you a really big history for your character, which I think I might take some time, maybe the last 5 minutes of this video, if I can remember it, to read that out. Oh, right. I forgot the whole reason I ran all the way back here is so I could heal and sleep. Yep, still healthy. The game will actually also say you do not feel well, or you feel bad or something. So you don't have to worry too much about double checking that, but I am a little neurotic about things of that nature. Alright, so there's another rat who went down in one hit. Gotta love that. Actually start using some of my other temporary saves. Another combat when you don't take any hits is always a good combat. Sounds like bats. Is there anything in here? No, for a second it looked like there was a secret door, but no. Ooh, what's this? Boots. Elven longsword. That should get me some money. 45 gold. And then a dead body in a box. Kind of neat how, I guess it's actually, how like the map actually shows some of the world geometry, I guess you could call it. And that was the only thing down there. So give another quick save there. Sadly, although this is the first of the Elder Scrolls games that included stuff like mouse look and strafing, you can't actually strafe at the same time as moving the mouse. Actually, no, you can. Oh, that's what it is. You can't strafe while also moving forward, so you have no forward diagonal movement. Jesus. Alrighty. There's another dead rat and an upstairs corridor. There's another bat net. I think bats and rats are some of the easiest enemies to disease or poison you. Oh, god damn it. Whoa. This guy's housing me. I feel like I am raining more hits down on him than I am used to. What's my encumbrance at? Only 49 out of 87. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. My hands are sweaty as hell whenever I get into a fight. Because even though this game is not a scary game, or it's not meant to be a horror game, there's just a creepy atmosphere. Uh-oh. Damn it. Double damn it. Quickly check what he's got. 27, iron mace, iron dagger. And I am going to risk fighting the other skeleton without being fully healed. Come on. Oh, good. And then you're just an iron short sword. Can I cannot heal. I can't rest right now because there's still enemies around. I am going to peek into these couple rooms. Just because I think this is actually a dead end. Yeah, it's a dead end. Ooh, but I... What? Just... What? Okay. Temp save number 4. And... Wait a minute. What? Oh, sweet. It actually looped around. That is actually kind of neat. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run through this section and make absolutely sure that I... Oh, wait. Yeah, see, there's all this up here. I almost assumed, incorrectly of course, that I had explored. It was just like a full loop with nothing else to be had. Alright. Another weird room. Ooh, casual cloak. Sure. Now I look all mysterious. That's a round shield, and I'm using a buckler. So I'm going to... Now I've got a better shield on, which... hold on, let me just... What does that do? That's a 0, goes up to 2, and I think I've got a slight bonus to defense on that side. The map is kind of slowing down a bit now that I've done as much exploring as I have. Alright. Ooh, hello, spider. I see loot in that room. What do I got? Ooh, an open tunic, a day gown, and a longbow. I am up to 66 out of 87 encumbrance. Zoom in a bit. It doesn't look like there's anything magical going on. Dude in a cage. Another quick save of the game. That was kind of weird. Come on. Come on. Oh. Give me back that health. And that health too. Come on. Jesus, would you die already? Thank you. It's a skeleton warrior. I think that might actually be better. I don't know if I'd say better, but that might actually be a tougher version of the skeleton I've been fighting, or that I fought back in Privateer's Hold. Critical strike and axe is up again. Just want to see how much. 35% critical strike, and axe is up to 37. Jesus. It looks like I might be just sticking to using nothing but an axe. Ooh, I almost didn't see that. Oh, okay. So, in the game, there's an alchemy ingredients that are the different kinds of blood, and that's exactly what it looks like. So I thought that there was just a pile of blood on the ground, but it appears that was just a bit of decoration. Oh, and actually I'll get away from the torch in order to do some reading. So, it looks like I'm up to the 25-minute mark, so I am going to pop into here and read the backstory for my character, which, like I said, is generated by the game itself, I believe as part of that section of character creation where it asks you 10 or 12 questions about the history of your character. And this will also explain what the Emperor meant when he called you a friend as well, when he said that, oh, King Lysandus was a friend, but that also you're a friend. You have vague memories of living in a city with a young woman and man, but for the most of your childhood you lived in a small home on the edge of a densely forested area. There the elderly man that you called grandfather performed his duties as the unofficial warden of the forest, and also sheriff of the nearby area. Your supposed grandfather was really much too old for that to be his true relationship to you, but he did care for you with a tenderness that was at odds with his otherwise gruff exterior. Your early years are recalled as an endless stream of days spent out of doors, wearing only loose clothing or the simple robe that your grandfather favored. He taught you about hatchet weaponry and how to dodge and speak somewhat with nymphs, and when there was no warding duties for him to perform, there was always weapons practice. Your grandfather had mastered an incredible variety of weaponry, and insisted that you become familiar with each one. He was often required to deal with some forest predator that had been causing local problems, or with bands of brigands passing through the area, and you were proud whenever you were able to help. It was just such an outlaw band that caused the combat wound that was ultimately fatal to your grandfather. You and he were able to return to his home, and at first he tried to act as if this were just another scratch to be allowed to naturally heal. But finally, even he faced the inevitability of his age and accumulated injuries, and he gave you careful instructions concerning the disposition of his possessions. He also told you to go to a temple being run by an old friend of his, to continue your growth and sustain your axe-fighting training, and allow you to continue defensive combat techniques. A few days later, your grandfather died with the quiet dignity that he had always displayed. You were distraught at the loss of the only friend and family that you had ever had, but you packed your few belongings and traveled to the temple, honoring your grandfather's request. Caginia Silinare, the chief priestess of the temple, was an older woman, but she was much younger than your grandfather had been. You shared your sorrow with her for your recent loss. Then you agreed with her that, besides general training in hatchet weaponry and similar studies, you would ignore the set of courses dealing with armor and shields. To pay for your training, you used your forestry skills to provide a regular supply of fresh meat for the temple's larder. Some years later, on a day that seemed like any other, you had just returned from collecting game for the food supply when the chief priestess came to see you. She told you that she received a message that an imperial coach was ambushed at a location close to the temple, and that important people and material needed to be recovered. You allowed yourself an hour to perform your grandfather's favorite meditation exercises, and left on this new mission both refreshed and with some insight concerning where to search for the robbers. Your meditations bore fruit at dusk as you stealthily approached an encampment approximately where you had expected it to be. Throughout the night you gradually stalked and subdued the camp guard, but then you had to kill all of the other outlaws because they resisted capture. You were abashed to return to the temple shortly after breakfast with only one captive, a maidservant, and a mundane chest of government... After breakfast with one captive, a maidservant, and a mundane chest of government documents. However, when the imperial representative arrived to claim your results, she sought you out to congratulate you on a most successful mission. Although you never knew for certain whether the maidservant or some of the documents somehow had importance, you were not surprised when you later received a most interesting letter from the Imperial Palace, simply inviting you to the palace on urgent business. You left the temple immediately for the Imperial City. Huh. That's actually a lot different than in the past. There was once where my character liked to hang out in trees and saw some sort of fight happening, and when she jumped down to stop they saw an assassination attempt, and when they jumped down to try and stop them, they ended up getting really hurt. and in turn it turned out that the assassin was trying to kill the Emperor himself. But for this time, for whatever reason, the Emperor is super impressed with the fact that I was able to take out a bunch of bandits and then save one of his servants. But it looks like that is all the time I have for today. And don't worry, to anybody who did not enjoy that last 5 minutes of reading, there's probably not going to be a huge amount of that in later videos outside of the occasional quest text. But anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.